Hey, welcome, and thanks for tuning in. Before we get started with this guided experience, I'd just like to share something brief yet important. Since this channel is relatively new, I don't yet have control of any ad settings. This means that it's likely advertisements can randomly play throughout the middle of the video at any time. This kind of interruption can be unsettling no matter what we're watching or tuning into, but it can be particularly unsettling when we're tuning into any kind of meditative or guided experience. Thankfully, if you're subscribing to the YouTube Premium service, your experience will be ad-free. However, if you're tuning in with a free YouTube account, please see the video's description box for other ways to tune into this episode so that an advertisement doesn't interrupt your experience. The options include a podcast platform and a link to a Google Drive folder where I've stored the recordings for free access, listening, and downloading. After the practice, if you've enjoyed your experience, it would help a great deal if you come back to the YouTube channel to like, comment, or subscribe so that I can hopefully gain control of the ad settings in the near future and eventually disable the mid-roll ads completely. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. Hi all, and welcome to this safe space. This episode is going to be a guided practice around some havening and then a mindfulness meditation of the present moment. If you need some context about what havening is and some reasons why we practice it, please check out the video that's linked in the description box. The practice that we'll explore will start with some havening and orienting to the space that we're in. And then that will gradually transition into a mindfulness meditation, a warm embrace of the present moment as it is. We'll embrace the sounds, our relationship to our bodies, and also check in with our breath. This practice can be done in any posture, sitting, standing, lying down. If you need a moment to pause and set up your space and really get cozy, change your posture, make a little nest for yourself, I invite you to do so if you're not already comfortable. And before we start havening, let's just take a moment to check in with our general stress level. And we'll do that by assigning it a number on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being completely calm and relaxed and free of worry, and 10 being completely stressed out. And so noticing whatever number comes up for us in this moment, and just remembering that number. And we can start havening. There are 3 forms of havening, just as a brief introduction. We can rub the palms together. We can stroke the arms by starting at the shoulders and going down to the elbows, or even down to the palms. And then the third form is to rub the face, starting at either the nose and rubbing the cheeks and the chin, or starting somewhere near the forehead and rubbing down the temples, down the sides of the head, and back to the chin. Whichever form you want to explore right now, please do. You don't have to follow exactly what form I am practicing right now. But starting havening in some way that feels good. And then while havening, starting to look around the space that we are in right now, whatever that is for us. Noticing the light and the shadows in our space. Maybe noticing 3 shades of red. And while havening, maybe noticing 4 shades of blue. No rush. And while havening, how about noticing 4 circles? And also noticing, as we notice the objects, noticing the space between us and the objects. Oftentimes there's more space present than there are objects. And as we continue havening, if it feels comfortable, we can gently close down the eyes. And taking this moment as we're havening to really feel the havening touch. Feeling the sensations of our clothing, perhaps, or the sensations of our palms together. Feeling the contours of our face. Does the havening touch feel warm or cool or hot or cold? Does the havening feel coarse or smooth or somewhere in between? Is there any kind of intention we want to infuse into the havening touch? Maybe an intention of gentleness or kindness, compassion or care. And while we continue havening, noticing any sounds in our experience. Maybe the sounds of motors from vehicles passing by. Sounds of motors maybe from people working outside. Maybe the sounds of motors from appliances in the space we're in. Maybe the conversations that may or may not be near us. The sound of my voice. Maybe the sound of the havening touch can be a very soft sound, but sometimes it's present. And in the midst of all the sounds that may or may not be present, maybe our space is relatively quiet. Whether it's quiet or not, seeing if we can get a sense of the silence beneath all the sounds. As I invite myself into the silence, I notice my tinnitus, a little bit more than I was before. And so even in the presence of potentially annoying sounds, can we notice the silence beneath it? The silence that makes all sound possible. And we may or may not get a sense of this silence in this moment, and that's okay. It's often a subtle experience, but the more we invite ourselves to tune in to the silence, the easier it becomes over time. And so you can continue havening if you wish. If you drop the havening and you want to come back to it in a few minutes, you can do that as well. Letting the havening go for a moment if that feels comfortable. And let's tune in to our experience of our breathing. Where's the breath showing up for us right now? Is it at our nose? In our mouth? In our sinuses? In our throat? Maybe we feel the shoulders rising and falling with each inhale and exhale. Maybe we can feel the ribs expanding and contracting with the ebbs and the flows of the breathing. Maybe we can feel our abdomen rise a little bit with each inhale and fall with each exhale. Maybe feeling our lower back move slightly with the breathing process. Maybe noticing a combination of these sensations. Whatever we're feeling right now is okay, and just tuning in to how the breath is showing up for us in this moment, with a sense of curiosity, of care, and free from judgment. Noticing whether the breath feels easy or somewhat difficult. Noticing if there's any sense of constriction in the breathing or if the breathing feels freer in some areas. If the breathing feels too uncomfortable right now, just remembering that you can pick up the havening touch again at any time to help calm the nervous system. Just breathing, breathing. Tuning back into the experience of sounds around us, the experience of listening, and seeing if we can rest with any experience of sound or silence or both with our breathing at the same time. And thoughts may quickly arise at any time, and that's completely normal. Anytime a thought arises and we notice ourselves thinking or in stories or in rumination, in analysis, we can gently note that thinking. Just tell our mind, thank you for your opinion, and stepping out of it, returning to sensations of breathing or the sounds and silence or both. And while listening, while breathing, we can also invite a sense of our body, the felt experience of our body as it is. And we can start by just sensing the body resting on the surface that it's resting on. Noticing all the contact points between our body and the surface. Tuning in to any sensations of comfort, perhaps, of ease, of support. And inviting the body to gently soften a little bit more if it feels comfortable doing so. Inviting the release of any habitual bracing in the body. And if any bracing or tension is still present, that's okay too, and actually completely normal. If tension is present, remember you can pick up the havening at any time if the tension feels overwhelming. And if it's not too overwhelming, perhaps asking ourselves, can I rest with this? Can I rest with the present moment as it is? And if the answer is yes, just enjoying the experience of resting. If the experience is no, you can pick up the havening touch again if you're not havening to help bring more soothing into your nervous system and to help send more messages of safety to ourselves, to let ourselves know that it might be okay to rest in this moment as we are. And if it doesn't feel okay and you need to get up right now, that's okay too. But if we can rest with this moment, we're just going to rest for another minute or two with the sensations of our body on the surface it's on, with sensations of breathing, and with the experience of listening to sounds and perhaps the silence beneath the sounds. Resting with all of this for a couple more minutes. And I'm going to be relatively quiet here to just let us marinate, to steep in this comfort, in this rest with the present moment. resting, listening, feeling, breathing. And we'll gently begin transitioning out of this practice, of this experience. And so just checking in with the present moment again. If we've been thinking, that's okay. And as it feels comfortable, making some subtle movements in the body. However the body wants to move, maybe gentle circles with the head or circles with the shoulders, moving the fingers and toes so gently, introducing some movement back into the body, taking a big stretch if that feels good for you. Opening our eyes when that feels comfortable. Reorienting for a moment to our surroundings. Perhaps looking behind us. Looking around our space. Taking a deep breath in. And sighing it out. Great. I hope this was nourishing for you. I hope you're feeling nourished right now, feeling supported and comfortable in your own skin. We can take a moment to check in with our general stress level again on that scale of 0 to 10. So 0 being completely relaxed and 10 being completely stressed out. Seeing what number comes up for us now after that practice, and perhaps comparing it to the number when we started. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me in this experience. Feel free to drop any comments. I'd love to hear how it went for you. And taking some time to transition from this experience into whatever's coming next for you. Transitioning gently. If you have some time, maybe continuing to marinate in this feeling, any feelings of safety or relaxation that may be present for you. Maybe you want to do some mindful movement, some stretching, go for a walk, maybe do some journaling, some reading. Or even if you're going into some busyness, some work next, what if we can bring some of this experience that we've cultivated, what if some of the residue of it can be carried with us into whatever's next for us? So that's the invitation. Until next time, be well, take care of yourself, please.